So we've made it to our boondocking site for the night. This is it. I'll show you some of the footage. It's been a long day and we finally got here. This is our first night to actually stay in the RV. So it's exciting, but we decided instead of going to an RV camp that we'd just come out and boondock. Some people call it dry camping. Some people call it dispersed camping. Anyway, it just means that we're going to camp with no facilities or no hookups. We're kind of roughing it, I guess. We are out in Vicksburg, Arizona. Yeah, we're in Vicksburg, Arizona for the night. And we were going to try to make it to the U-Haul place to get the tow dolly, but we weren't going to get there in time before they closed. So we decided we'd get up in the morning and do that. So here we are today, enjoying our lovely spot. It's quite windy out here, so I hope you can hear me good. I've got a microphone on, but we're just going to enjoy being alone for a little while out in nature. So how cool is it that I can be out in the middle of the desert in Arizona and still work? I have 3 bars of internet, so I can still work on my laptop and enjoy this scenery. That's pretty cool. Okay, this is Shane's first, what do we call this? Maintenance.
These are every other one of these. This sucks the air in, this blows the air out. This sucks it in, back and forth. So these have filters in them that need to be cleaned. Well, I'll show you. They're pretty dirty. A lot of people don't know to clean these, and it hinders the flow of air. So they just take that out and pop the screen. And you can probably see the dirt coming off of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little dirty.
Cleaning it, that way it'll create better airflow.
So that's good.
My first project.
Okay, so we got the RV and Shane drove it. So how was the first time driving an RV, Shane?
Scary. Well, I wouldn't recommend leaving Los Angeles in rush hour traffic and trying to drive a Class A pretty much for the first time on the highway. And then after that, to get used to it, it's okay. But then today there was a lot of wind in the desert areas of, eastern California and about half of Arizona. So there's big gusts of winds, as you can probably hear now. So it kind of, you have to really focus on driving the whole time. So.
Well, I can tell you did a really good job because I was behind you driving all the way in, and he stayed in his lane the whole time, so he did a good job. Good morning. We survived our first night in the desert boondocking. It was really nice. The sun is up and it is about 60 degrees out here. The wind is blowing. It's nice though. It's really nice. So our plans today are to go get the car dolly since we weren't able to do that yesterday and head north, and I think we're going to try to stay the night in Flagstaff somewhere, and probably we might try an actual campground this time so we can plug in and get some water and fill all of our tanks and that kind of thing. So we're here in Chandler, Arizona, and we just bought the car dolly from U-Haul, and Shane's hooking it up, and now we're fixing to head north and hopefully stay in Flagstaff tonight. We have a reservation at an RV park. It'll be our first RV park, and we're excited. Well, we made it to the RV park. It's called Camp Verde, and it's just outside of Sedona, Arizona. This is the view from our dining window. And yeah, I'll be honest, I already like the boondocking better when there's nobody around us, but you know, it's alright. Well, at least we got some hookups for tonight, and we'll be able to take a shower. So anyway, we had a little bit of trouble getting in here, though. We'd never been to an RV park, so we don't know where to come in, but we finally figured it out. And so it's really nice outside. It's the breeze is really nice, but we got it hooked up to air conditioning in here, so hopefully, because it's 81 inside of the RV right now, so hopefully it'll get down to a manageable level. Are you wore out from driving today? He's worn out. So you want to tell everybody what happened whenever you were plugging in the sewer?
Rookie mistake. I opened the lid and there was urine in there. I got it over my hand. I had a glove on, but the glove was dry rotted and fell apart, so I had holes in it. And the pee went into the glove with my hand. Yeah.
Fun.
But, you know, it's all part of it. That's why they make soap.
That's right. That's why they make soap.
There's Susan making out her first grocery list and supplies list so we can do some boondocking up in Utah. So, Susan, tell me about your first shower experience in an RV.
Well, I didn't like it. I don't know. It was very claustrophobic to me. I didn't have enough elbow room. I kept hitting the wall or hitting the glass. I knocked stuff off 2 or 3 times, and then the shower head fell down twice on me, and I don't know. It's a little...
Well, tell them that you're clumsy too, though. That's
well,
part of it.
I am clumsy. Maybe I flail around a lot whenever I'm taking a shower. I don't know, but it was an experience. Let me just say that. One I'm going to have to get used to. I guess that's all I can really say. So I was looking to see if there was any soap under the sink, and I discovered there is a leak. So this is our first leak.
It's just the water filter.
It's just the water filter. That's good. So that's probably an easy fix.
I think it's maybe cross-threaded or something. I can't tell, but I'll figure it out. It's just dripping from right here.
Dripping from the top of it?
Yeah. It looks like it's a very slow drip. Thank goodness.
Well, that's good. Is there a lot of water in there or just a little bit?
Wasn't even enough to wet this thing, really.
Oh, well, that's good.
I mean, it's wet, but it's not too bad.
So we discovered that the leak is just from the top of the water filter, and I think it was just not screwed on tight enough. It probably came loose and all the jostling on the roads and stuff. But so Shane tightened it, and so far it looks like it's not going to leak. So we're going to leave a paper towel down here just to monitor to see for future if it's going to leak or not. Today we are traveling up, is it 17 North? Interstate 17 north from Sedona, and we're on our way to Flagstaff. We have a couple of stops in Flagstaff. We're going to go get some groceries, and I think maybe stop at a what do they call that kind of store? A sporting goods store. So we can get maybe some chairs to sit outside in. And we're at about 5,000 feet right now, and my ears are popping, and my nose is getting really stuffy. That always happens to me every time that I go on higher elevations. I don't know why my nose gets stuffy, but anyway, we're headed to Flagstaff, and then after that, our destination for tonight is another boondocking site, and we're going to stay north of Mexican Hat, Utah. Is that right? We're going to stay north of Mexican Hat, Utah. And so we'll show you some pictures and video from there when we get there. Okay, we stopped here in Flagstaff to get some items that we needed. We're not going straight back home first. We're headed up to South Dakota, and we'll tell you more about that, the reason why, later in another video. But so we tried to get into the Walmart parking lot, and we couldn't get in there because it's extremely narrow, and so we just had to park across the street and walk over there. So we could only get what we could carry in these little bags, and that's why we didn't get a whole lot. And it is so windy. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy windy out there. But anyway, we're going to put away our groceries and then hit the road. We've stopped in a little town called Cameron, Arizona. It's just right outside the Grand Canyon. We've stopped here to get gas at this truck stop, and it is so windy. When we opened the door of the rig to get out, it nearly blew the door off the hinges. And in the bathroom, you can hear the wind whipping through the fan. Can you hear the wind blowing through the fan? It is crazy out here how windy it is, how powerful it is. But next stop, we're going north, and then we're heading northeast, I guess, up into Monument Valley. So that's our next. Well, I don't know if we're going to stop there. We're probably going to drive on through to our campsite for tonight. But so that's what we're doing right now. I don't know if y'all can see this. The sand, the wind is so heavy that there's just, it looks like haze in the air, but it's not. It's just sand. Oh my gosh, look at all the dust. The wind is River City. We're in River City, Arizona. A little reprieve from these rocks here.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
The dust is so thick you can't hardly see that far. That is a huge rock formation in the distance.
Bring the funk back.
We are at Monument Valley in Utah, just over the border from Arizona. As you can see in the background, it is absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, it's very dusty here, so you can see the background. It's so dusty, but it is so pretty here, and I definitely encourage you to come. If you've never been here, you need to come and see Monument Valley. So we arrived at our third destination. We're boondocking here. This is called Valley of the Gods, and just right outside of Mexican Hat, Utah. and it's beautiful here. The wind is still really gusty at times, and the dust is still in the air. It looks really hazy, but that's just dust in the air. But this is our view from our window. We're hoping that tomorrow it'll be all cleared up, and that it's supposed to be not supposed to be windy tomorrow, and sunny and 80, I think. So we're hoping that in the morning we'll wake up, and later in the morning, that it'll be really pretty.
Well, here we are in the Valley of the Gods in Utah. I climbed to the top of this big rock structure here. But I wanted to show you where we are camped. Right there. Couldn't ask for a better view. And it's free. Do you ever see the big tall rocks in the desert and you just kind of wanted to climb to the top of them? Well, that's where I'm at right now. The sun is in my face. Valley of the Gods, Utah. You can see behind me is where we're camped. Pretty cool. A little dangerous, but it's not that far up. It's a view all the way around. I just wanted to point out some of the places where you can boondock or dry camp. There's a spot right there. And there's a spot for Class A's or whatever, anything there. And the road continues on, and we're there. But there's more spots. I don't know if you can see them, but way back there, there are spots all the way around. I think it's a 17-mile loop, but I'm not sure if I would go down there in anything other than a, four-wheel drive or something with high clearance. It's not a rough road, but too rough for a Class A.
So to all you ladies out there, look, my husband is making me breakfast. Bacon and eggs, which I have to confess, he usually always cooks us breakfast. He's the breakfast cooker around here. Isn't that right, baby?
Start my own cooking show.
Start his own cooking show. There's our breakfast. Still steamy. Just come off the stove. Bacon and eggs for breakfast with cheese on top. It's so pretty here. And it's so quiet. Just listen to the video. You could literally hear a pin drop out here, as they say, I think. It is so beautiful. I got my little chair set up with my tea that I made this morning and my phone, although the cell phone reception is not very good out here at all. But I do have a couple of bars from time to time, so I can get a few texts, but that's about it. But it is so nice out here. So relaxing.